Rassie Erasmus has made some big calls this weekend. We finally have a Springbok 23 for the first test in rugby's greatest rivalry. And Sashfai Mngomezulu back to start in the number 10 jersey. No Siya Kolisi. Paul de Villiers will start in the number 6 jersey. And a 6-2 split because Andre Estes has been named in the number 20 jersey. So I suppose a 5-3, but just the numbering itself makes it seem very much like it is a 6-2 split, with Rassie continuing to really back Andre Estes as a hybrid player. And I tell you what, if you look at the pack, we have gone to try and brutalize the All Blacks. That is the plan, is to try and outmuscle them. And the big news is that Damian Delende will become the 10th player in history to play 100 games for the Springboks when he runs out on Saturday in a partnership with Jesse Creel. Before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Please do join the Members Club. Link in the description. Get a whole bunch of benefits, including exclusive content as well as analysis, PDFs and decks on how to sort of watch the game and how to analyze the All Blacks this weekend. But you go and join the Members Club. Right, in terms of the team, this is what has been named. Let's go through it, shall we? So 1 through to 15, Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, Wilco Low in the front row. Wilco Low and Oxenchair is a childish two props to have. I mean, those are probably the two best scrummaging props in the world. Wilco Low, I think, is the best scrummaging tight head in the world, and Oxenchair is the best scrummaging loose head in the world. And then you've got the World Player of the Year in between them and Malcolm Marx. So it's incredible front row. And then you're adding Evan Etzebeth in the second row with Ruan Nokia, the workhorse that is Ruan Nokia. He was absolutely sensational in the Nations Championship, was Paul de Villiers. He announced himself, and with no Siya Kolisi, he will get the opportunity this weekend. And he's next to Pierce Dave the Toy and Jasper Wiese. So, breakdown threats galore in the likes of Paul de Villiers, Jasper Wiese, Malcolm Marx, and physicality on physicality. The 19 combination, well, to complement the big pack we've got, it is a high pace, high tempo backline in Grant Williams next to Sashfai Mngomezulu. And then you've got Kurt Lance, Cheslin Kolbe, Dame Willemse as your back three. And then the ever impressive and consistent Damian Delende and JC Creel in the center. So it's the perfect mix, I think, of having the physicality to be able to get on the front foot and push the All Blacks back. And, we can go to the kicking game and we can go to the power game. But if we want to as well, you've got Sasha and Grant, who are both running threats in themselves. Plenty of pace across Kurt Lawrence, Cheslin Kolbe, Dame Willemse, and a bit of grunt with Damian Delende and JC Creel. And then we unload the bomb squad, and this is where it gets really, really dynamic. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Zach Porthen, Gerard Stennekamp as the reserve front row. Gerard Stennekamp, very much a loose head that likes to have a go come scrum time. And then you've got the dynamism of Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Zach Porthen. Kobus Wiese, Andre Estes, and Marco van Staden. I mean, there's no theoretical out-and-out hooker on the bench. Jan-Hendrik Wessels will cover hooker as well, Marco van Staden. But I actually expect to see Malcolm Marx go the distance. And I think that we'll see Jan-Hendrik Wessels potentially come on a loose head early. And then either Malcolm Marx come off or they'll deploy Gerard Stennekamp a bit later in the loose head position. Kobus Wiese, what a couple of months he's had. I don't think anybody would have really thought 6 months ago he would have been on the bench for the first test. He resisted the temptation to go with the Louis de Jager or Franco Mostert. Obviously, plenty of players who can come in next week. But Kobus Wiese is being rewarded for the form. And then Andre Esterhuizen in the number 20 jersey very much seems to be the forward back option. Marco van Staden there as well. Big ball carrier. No Albert Lowe. No Cameron Harnicorn, which I think people will be quite surprised about. No Dion Fourie. Must have been tempted, I think, obviously, the way that we had played. But, we've resisted that sort of temptation. And it'll be interesting to sort of see what next week's going to look like. And then Kobus Reinach and Manie Libbok. So, Manie Libbok on the bench, I think, is a great call. I think as this game opens up, when we put on some players who are going to get us front football, as the game starts to open up, Manie Libbok is going to, I think, really cause problems for the All Blacks. You can open a game up. You can really create opportunities. You can find a pass, and you can help see out a game. This is the big thing. People spoke about the fact he doesn't have it in him to see out games. That's not entirely true. You go back to Wellington, the record defeat against the All Blacks. He'd have to come on in the second half and do exactly that. He had to see out the remainder of the game after an early injury to Sashfai Mngomezulu. So it is a very interesting mix of players. It's a very powerful side. but there's also plenty of pace and mobility. You can't just accuse the side of just being absolutely huge and big and broad and massive when you've got players like Zach Porth and Nandrick Vessels coming off the bench who are not your largest forwards. I mean, or front rowers in the world, but very quick and around the park. And you've got players like Amani Liebach, for example, who is on and he's there to open up the game. Yes, you can have Andre Esterhazy and his brutality, but I think it's the perfect mix. And we've got options here. We can go to the kicking game. We can go to the power game. We can go to the set piece battle. And we can go to a bit more of a running game as well. So I think we've got everything we need, all the different sort of keys to try and unlock this All Blacks defense. The question is, will we be able to do it? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.